in terms of other bright points from Accrington, obviously no surprises in terms of the result, but it turns out to be, there's always a potential banana skin. It would have been, I think you labelled it maybe the shock of the century if it had happened and Liverpool don't go and win that game. So always very likely to win it, but it turned out pretty perfect day in terms of getting that win, returning to winning ways after back-to-back games without a win. Trent's performance, as we just discussed, Jayden Dan's getting a good goal that he needed, Chiesa getting his first goal for Liverpool, and 16-year-old Ngumoha, I think I've got that right, looking really sharp and really bright. Obviously, a long way to go in his development, but looked really bright and sharp. So all in all, just everything pretty much went to plan for Liverpool in that game.
Yeah, I guess when the draw comes out and you get League Two opposition and a side that's kind of struggling a little bit in League Two this season, the manager will be absolutely delighted with that. But then, you're looking forward to the game. You're thinking this is exactly kind of how you want it to pan out. As you said, it's to get fringe players getting important minutes and playing well. You look at the likes of Wataru Endo came in. I thought he was fantastic again, League Two opposition or not. You need him sharp for the moments where you're going to need him throughout the season. Dominic Szoboszlai getting minutes after he's had that suspension, then illness, so he's not been able to play much frequently. So that's been really important for him. And then, as you say, so not just the fringe players, but then some of the young players coming in. I thought Ngumoha was fantastic, really, down that left hand side. I was really surprised to see him start. To be honest, I was a little worried there was a bit of kind of pressure being put on him since he made that move from Chelsea, and with the talk that he might make a debut this season. I thought Liverpool would hold him back, to be honest, but he gets his chance, which comes because Chiesa had been ill in the couple of days in the build-up. He would have started otherwise. He didn't look out of place at all. His dribbling was fantastic. His close control, he barely gave the ball away, gets a couple of shots away. Just loads to be encouraged about, really, especially if you consider he's 16-year-old, only just really turned 16 as well, only a couple of months into being 16 years old. It's crazy, really, and show why Liverpool have such big faith in him. So that was really exciting. And I'm a big advocate of Jayden Dan's, and I just think it's no coincidence he pops up in areas like that to sniff out a goal. That is him all over. So I've got a big thing about him. I really hope he can get a chance at Liverpool, because I think he's got everything he needs to be a success. So he was another one, a young player who came on and impressed. And I thought McConnell was really good again, like he always is when he comes in. So just everything to like, really, about the day. As I say, fringe players, young players, no fresh injury concerns, a comfortable win into the hat. Probably quite like the draw they got for the next round as well. So all good news for Liverpool, really.
Just a bit more on Ngumoha. How high do Liverpool sort of rate him? I know Chelsea were gutted to lose him, and I think he got described as a generational talent or potential generational talent by Chelsea. So how highly do Liverpool rate him, and how excited should Liverpool fans be for him in the future?
Yeah, I think very excited, because the word is around Liverpool that he's been really impressive in first team training. Obviously, he's still got that shortfall in terms of his frame. That will take time to fill out, maybe 2 or 3 years. I mean, he's really young, so we mustn't forget that. And I don't think this means he gets his debut now. We're going to see loads of him between now and the end of the season, or maybe even loads of him next season. I still think he's got to grow, he's got to fill out, he's got a lot to learn still. But there is huge excitement. They knew what they were getting when they kind of poached him from Chelsea. And as you say, Chelsea were furious to lose him. So I think there's a real acknowledgement that he is one of the biggest talents in English football at the moment. And now Liverpool have got him. And I think one of the major positives as well, I think, in using him is, obviously, it's a great day for him and he impressed, and that's brilliant. But it just shows, it justifies his move almost immediately. And Liverpool have really kind of refocused on getting in domestic talent since the Brexit rules came in, and they couldn't get maybe Stefan Bajcetic types in anymore. They couldn't make those transfers of the 16-year-olds. So they really have had to refocus on getting domestic talent. And so, what they're showing there in using kind of Rio in that situation, Trey Naoni has had minutes, Nallo is in and around the first team. These are all players who've been taken from clubs who are in the Premier League. It just kind of shows to those players who are in that age bracket, Liverpool is the place to be, because you will get opportunities. Liverpool will leave you a pathway, and it's hard to say that pathway exists at other clubs. I mean, you look at Well, Chelsea, for starters, they're just buying players left, right, and centre, and Ngumoha felt that he had to leave for that reason. Manchester City they've lost, Cole Palmer. There's so many examples of players who could have been in and around their first team who are now thriving at other places. Not just Palmer, but there's several. Harwood Bellis is another one. There's loads who could have helped them out this season that they don't have. Romeo Lavia. So for me, Liverpool, and I think this is the reputation of building is, if you're a young talent wanting to take that next step and you want a clear pathway to the first team that you can earn, then it's a good club to join. So I think it will really help them to further bolster the domestic recruitment as well in terms of young talent.